is Mickey, and today I'm gonna do a little video on my go-to art supplies. Some of these are my favorite art supplies, some of them are just what I'm using in the moment, still looking for something better, but I just wanted to share the tools that I've used. After doing art as a hobby my whole life, but in the last couple of years really focusing in on comic art, now I do a lot of work with ink and also have a tablet that I draw digitally on. And I'm a big fan of black and white. With my digital work, I've started to slowly incorporate more color over the years. First, I'm going to start with my pens. First, I'll have what I use the most, and that would be these Tombow Furunosuke pens. One of these is a harder tip and one of them is softer, so one I can get more expressive brush strokes and the other I can get more finer lines and details. So these ones I really like because they're not as soft as a lot of other brush pens that are aimed more towards calligraphy or a painterly style. These really are pretty firm, so they're easy to control and you can do a lot of evenly spaced lines, but it has that bit of give to give it a nice hand-drawn feeling. So I've been using these for a really long time, at least 5 if not up to 10 years. And I've bought a lot of these, so these are definitely my favorite in brush pens. Moving on to fine liners, I really just use whatever I get my hands on lately, but I have tried the Sakura Micron pens. I think everyone's tried these. They're not my favorite because of the color it gives off. It's a bit of a warm tone color, and that doesn't match the colors of my other pens or inks. And I feel like it's not steadfast, meaning when I do a pencil sketch and draw a line over it, when I go to erase the pencil sketch, the ink lifts off. That's my experience, having used them way in the past and using them once in a while. And the fine liner pen that I have found that I've liked the most in my years of using fine line pen is this Uni Pen. It's supposed to be water and fade proof, and that's perfect because you never know when you want to do marker over it or another color. The sizes I use the most would be 01, 03, 05. And this pen case came from, I think, a Studler pen set, but I've been holding on for a couple years because it holds these fine line pens perfectly. I haven't been using fine liner pens that much recently because the current comic that I'm working on, I'm using a dip pen, which I bought a really long time ago but have recently actually started using. And this is a Tachikawa pen holder. And I believe I'm using G-nibs. And so these are dip pens, they pop right off, you can wash them with water. I was just lazy with this one because I think it's at the end of its life, so I will replace it soon. But this is really comfortable, I really like it. I'm not sure if this is good for beginners, but it was easy for me to get my hands on, so I think that's why I started with this for dip pens. I'm not familiar with which ones are more beginner friendly, but I think there are ones that are more beginner friendly out there. I am using a ink right now that's supposed to be waterproof, fade proof, but it doesn't really have the darkest black pigment all the time. It's not consistent, so I'm not going to show it because I don't recommend it. I think I will try a Speedball or an India ink next time. I just went with a more cheaper option. And also the paper that I'm drawing my comic on, I wouldn't recommend it as well because it's very smooth and thick, but it does get scratched up a bit with my pen, and I bought it specifically as paper for pen drawing, so I wanted it to hold up a little better than it does. So still on the lookout for a good paper pad meant for dip pens. And then moving on to pens that I use to sketch with, anything that's a really fine tip pen would be good. But what I usually fall back on are the Muji pens. So I have 0.5 and 0.38. It really depends on what size paper I'm drawing on. If it's a bigger paper, then I will use the 0.5. If it's a small little notepad and I want more detail, use the 0.38, or I'll use them together. These are just really consistent, really dark ink. It can smudge, but it's just a sketching pen, so I don't mind that. Also, I feel like it holds up well to like erasing and other stuff over it, so these are my go-to. And then just to throw in like a colored pen tool that I use like a lot of random different colored fine liners or colored felt brush pens, just whatever I get my hands onto. But what I feel like has been really nice lately that I want to buy more of is Le Pen Flex. And I like this color specifically. It's a brown color. The tip again is pretty firm and it's like short. I don't know if you can see that. I don't like brush pens that have a long tip because I prefer more control over that loose fluid feeling in my drawings. So this has been nice to sketch in when I want a warmer color, and I think I want to buy more of these. I just haven't been to like a Japanese stationery store in a bit. So that's it for pens, except I do have this jelly roll pen. And I don't know if I love this. It is kind of hard to use, as in it's not always opaque. You kind of have to go over sections a bit. But I use this just to fix mistakes when I do my line art. I feel like a paint marker, like a Posca white marker, would be better if you want to add like little details and really make them stand out as white details. But I think for my purposes, just little like stray marks here and there. I have been using this a lot over the years and haven't bothered to find like a better alternative or try other things out. So for now, this is what I fall back on. And I'm not sure if it comes in other sizes, but I use it in the 08 size. Now onto an exciting part is erasers. This is a Pentel eraser apparently, but I got this at Daiso. And I like using black erasers just because I feel like white erasers can get graphite on them and then smudge. For sketching in pencil, I don't really use pencils nowadays. When I do a sketch, I just use a mechanical pencil, so nothing special. So I don't have a recommendation for that. But in terms of other erasers, I feel like when I do my pencil sketch, regardless of whatever pencil I use, the eraser is more important. So most of the time I'm using a kneaded eraser. I think this is just like whatever Michaels has. So I always like to have a kneaded eraser to wipe away large areas without having a lot of eraser marks. And also you can make like a point if you want to erase certain details or very specific areas. But mostly for large areas, after I'm done inking and there's the pencil sketch left underneath. And if I really want to be detailed, I use this Tombow Mono Zero Elastometer eraser. So this is an eraser where it has like a tiny little eraser there, and it's for erasing little details, so it's really useful. And this is in the ultrafine 2.3mm size. I don't know if it comes in other sizes because I just have this one, but this is the perfect size for really small details that my other erasers cannot reach. So I'll move into paper, and I'm sorry this is not very exciting because I feel like I don't do a lot of traditional art anymore, but definitely my go-to for sketchbooks on the go and cheap and also good quality are Muji sketchbooks. So I probably have like 20 back at home in my parents' house that I've used over the years, but these are the types that I like the most. This would be the most useful, is this Muji notebook. I think this is an A5 size, but I've done a lot of comic sketching here. I like that it, is a spiral, so it's easy to use on a desk, on the go, for example. And the paper is thin. It doesn't make me feel bad about, throwing in a ugly sketch in there, but it's still nice enough that like ink will show through but not really bleed through if you're using like Muji pens or brush pens, not like a really inky pen, but you know what I mean. And then the other Muji sketchbook I like more for sketching. The other one is more like my trash sketchbook, more like for ideas and stuff. But if I want like a slightly nicer, like on the go sketchbook that's still casual, I'll get this one. They're plain notebook that just lays flat. And I really like that it lays flat because if I'm going to like a library or a coffee shop and I bring this, it'll, stay flat on the table. But I have started a new one. You haven't seen my cafe hopping video. And then if I am traveling or on the go, I like their slim notebook, and this is a B6 size. And this one also lays flat. It's really nice, but I like how small this is. I have small hands, but like the size of a normal person's hand. And this can like easily fit in a bag, in my Uniqlo Crescent Moon bag. And then a paper pad that I've been using for a while is this Canson Cream Drawing Paper Pad. And I like it because it does have that off-white color. Just having an off-white paper color, I feel, is so much more inviting as an artist to start an illustration and start a sketch. And I feel like putting the pencil sketch down also feels less harsh than like on a stark white paper. And I've done quite a few comics in here over the years. I think I started this I got this in 2020 is when I started in this. So if I'm doing traditional comics, I will do the line art in here. I go through sketchbooks really slowly because I've switched to kind of a hybrid traditional and digital style. So where I really like to do like the line art traditionally, I will typically scan it and make it a black and white PNG and then color it or add screen tone on my tablet. So this is going to be my last art supply that I share with you guys. But this is my Samsung Tab S6. People always think this is an iPad, which I think is, I don't know, kind of funny because it does not look like an iPad, at least to me. In real life, like the dimensions are not the same as an iPad. An iPad is much more square, I guess. And I like that the Tab S6 series comes with a pen that you don't need to purchase and charges on the back so that when you get their cases, it doesn't fall off easily. So the programs that I use are Medibang Paint, the free version, which I use to do comics. I guess it would kind of be similar to like Clip Studio Paint, but it was the best like free app that I could find that was geared more towards drawing manga because it has screen tones in it. And I'm not like a digital artist, so I don't know how to use like all the fancy tools and stuff. So I really just need the ability to make layers, choose the color, maybe smooth out the line art a bit, and that's all I need for a digital sketch. And the screen tones are nice, so I don't have to find them elsewhere. And then other than Medibang, I do use the Concepts app, which is a vector-based app. So you can zoom in and zoom out as much as you want and the quality will remain the same. So I thought that was pretty cool. You can do like an infinite size canvas. I don't use Procreate because that's not on Android. So I've just found that these two apps, Medibang and the Concepts app, pretty much get the job done for my own usage. I use the Concepts app for like concepts, sketching ideas, not final drawings, because that infinite canvas sort of makes it more freeing in that way. But if I'm going to add screen tone or color to a line art or do like a more full digital sketch, I'll do it on Medibang. So that is all for my go-to art supplies. I wish I could do like a favorite art supply video and show you guys some more, but I really don't have that many tools. I mean, I have like a cart with more art supplies like paints and stuff, but it's really just random stuff I've collected over the years. I feel like I've kind of found my niche, and I don't need that much to do my black and white line art geared illustrations. I did go home for a visit recently and saw all my old like EP art pieces and my paintings and more creative work, so it kind of takes me back when I was more in the fine art / Tumblr art era of my art journey, and looking at how creative I was back then as a artist. It kind of inspired me to get back into those things eventually. I am like focused on this comic series that I'm making right now, but after I get the first 2 or 3 chapters out, I do want to get back into just making art to be creative, not to like look good on Instagram for a YouTube video, but something that I just put like creativity into. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. Just wanted to film this to make more art related videos. I know I've been doing more vlog stuff lately, but I do have about a month or so before I go back to school, and I just finished like my summer internship and I don't have to do anything before school starts, so definitely more art stuff is coming your way. Yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.